Hi, Eileen here, and this is the ultimate day of my 5-day exploration of habit formation and habit sustainability. And I've used a very different approach to explore this topic, namely using family, culture, storytelling, and habits of mind to kind of lay a foundation for my client. And I've also done something probably unorthodox to invite you into my practice and my coaching practice and describe how I work with clients in a very culturally specific, family focused way. So, I want on this last day of the series, I want to unpack these topics away from specific strategies and more towards looking at the overall impact. So, one by one, I'll just go through them. So, in the case of family, I see the research on family relations, family therapy, the interactions of family as a really important starting point for looking at how a client can implement a new health promoting habit. Family members can either be saboteurs or throw landmines in the way of a client trying to start a new habit. And so it's important that the client begin to anticipate and have a sense of the interaction of family as he or she is starting a new healthy habit. In the area of culture, I'm really interested in the research that looks at culture as both culture in its kind of ethnographic sense, namely looking at the role of food in the family, the gender issues, the interactions of family and the cultural surroundings, but also the environment. What kind of environment is the client in that will help support healthy habits or will undermine producing healthy habits? In the area of storytelling, there's a lot of rich research looking at storytelling and the way that it can rewire the brain. So I'll be coming back to that in a minute. And finally, looking at habits of mind. The habits of mind that I was particularly interested in using were persistence, resilience, curiosity, empathy. And these are habits of mind that I think are particularly powerful for, again, activating the client already thinking about them as he or she is navigating this journey of developing and implementing and sustaining a new habit, but also having a sense of empowerment. And so that's the final topic that I want to look at. Empowering my client to play an active role in identifying the new habit in the context of family, culture, and environment, an active role in identifying the landmines that might emerge, an active role in looking at culture. And one thing that I didn't mention before in terms of culture has to do with one's allegiance to one's culture. If you grow up for 20, 30, 40 years eating a certain food, the very idea that you begin to actively choose to eat a different kind of food can feel like a betrayal to your culture. And I want people to be able to look at this notion of betrayal before they get into water that's too deep. For them to kind of, again, swim and navigate through. And the final area of empowerment comes back to this issue of storytelling, that this process of rewiring the brain, being able to look at another person's point of view, another person's perspective, all helps give my client a way of stepping outside of the narrative that they came to me with. And oftentimes that narrative is, I'm such a loser. And when you can change that narrative and shift it around to being more, you know what, I have a couple of ideas about how we might work with this, or I have some strategies that I've been thinking about. And that active empowerment means that the client is engaged in co-constructing this journey of forming a new habit and sustaining a new habit over time. I'm not the lead player. I'm not the one who's writing out, okay, first you do this and then you do this and now we're here. Take these baby steps. The client is driving the agenda, is driving the change process, and that's really exciting for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this maybe unorthodox but different approach to habit formation and habit sustainability. And I invite your feedback. I really look forward to hearing from those of you who followed me over these last 5 days. And thank you for your participation. Thanks so much.